So I'm audible.
Yarod, good morning.
Morning. So, mm, so today we are initially first half we'll discuss about what we covered yesterday, because I got a feedback from most of you that things are not clear with packing specs still. And second half, I've kept it for question answer. It seems some of you still are struggling with the integration settings. So just to quickly sort them out, the next half we'll try to do some screen sharing and try to sort it out. Okay. So okay. So yesterday, what we discussed was, we tried to do some packing. Packing is an operation where, as we know, the packaging material is there and a material to be packed. There are two things. So there are three. Okay. So I tried to demonstrate yesterday two types of packing. First, where um, packing is done in ECC, and the other one where done in ECC. Okay, so once packing is done, handling units are created. Okay, and handling units are created. Handling units are moved from ECC delivery to EWM. Okay, so first thing what we did was we created delivery in VL31N. Okay, and we packed in VL31N. So whatever handling units were created in VL31N were seen in EWM system. Okay, so this packing in ECC, handling units are moved from ECC delivery to EWM. There are two variants in this. One, packing done manually in ECC. Okay, or you might also get it EDI from vendors. So next, packing done manually in EWM. So what we did is we went into EWM delivery and we did a manual packing. So follow function pack and we did some packing. Okay, so that also you can try it out. It's pretty simple. Now I assume that most of the confusion might be with the packaging material creation and you know the packaging material type assignment and the packaging material group assignment. Okay, so I'll just try to re-clarify those points. So if we see yesterday, what we did is we packed M-01 product, okay, into packaging material was carton. So what we did is we said in one carton, okay, in one carton we are storing. So yesterday all packing were done was manual, right? So we are storing 10 eaches. Okay. So this is the product, this is the packaging material. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. So the product, the material we have packed 10 pieces into one. So if you see the handling unit, in EWM after packing, I mean, since we are doing it manually, we can change the quantity we are packing in one product. Sorry, in one pallet. So carton or HU. So in one case in ECC when we were packing, we packed 10, and when we are packing in EWM, we packed 25. Okay. Sorry, I just. So this is the handling unit. So what system does, this is a product, this is handling unit. Clubbing both of this, both of this is a HU. So it creates an HU. So let's say HU901. It is combination of product and carton. So if you say HU and if you say physical stock in that HU, so this HU is lying in this bin. So it tells you it has this product, this quantity, okay, in that particular HU. And if you double click this, you can see the packaging material. Okay. In this packaging material, this is the pallet with this, it's a carton. Okay, this pallet is a packaging material carton, and in that carton you have this product 10 pieces. So the one which we packed in EWM, this was Euro pallet, and it had M-125 pieces. Okay, so basically we have HU with the numbers. I do any movement in the warehouse and move this 8000 HU, so it will automatically move product M-1 and 25 in that. So if I move the HU or do any transaction for that HU, it will consider the product and the quantities within that. I have also given you some idea on what other kind of HUs we can. This HU can also have more number of products inside it. Okay, that will be called as mixed HU. So HU which has more number of products in this, that is called as mixed. Then HU which, if you see this HU, it is single level HU, just as product in that. So there can be a possibility where you have HU within an HU. Okay. So these are some possibilities which we will see in our subsequent sessions. Okay. So product HU. Okay. So now in scenario 1, okay. So in scenario in ECC, and HUs moved from ECC to EWM. So now for packing purpose, packing the product which is to be packed, it has a field called product group, okay, and a material which is a packaging material, which is a material which is being packed has a product group, and a material which is used for packing, it has a packaging material type. Okay, so these are the two fields which we master data. Okay, let's say in this case it was M020. Okay, and in this transaction it was PTO3 or something type, or PGO3. Okay. system. So your pack say M-01 or let's take the card wireless your palette. PT01, okay. Euro palette. Okay. Then it will be used. Okay, that came from ECC. It was carton underscore S. So it had packaging metal type PTO3.
Yeah, hi Ron, Niraj here.
Yep.
That we define into the ECC, that is SPRO, that cartons, yeah, this carton S and M, everything we define in ECC.
See, these are product numbers. We create an ECC like normal product and we shift them to EW. So
Okay.
this is nowhere different to a normal, to the way of creating and using them. It's like a normal product that we do. So we create them in ECC and we use them in EW.
So in like transaction we have created, because we haven't seen that where we created this kind of product carton S, carton M in our previous sessions. Can you show me
Okay.
like where we have created?
Yesterday in ECC we created this carton S. And I think I have already shared this sheet with you where you have all the details what you need to put when you're creating a packaging material. Okay, in ECC. Which fields you have to select: sales log 1, additional data, of 2, sales plan data, WM execution, WM packing. Okay, so this I have given for one product and I have a table shared with you where you can see for all other products. So just give me a minute. Log into ECC.
Hi Ron, Prashant here.
Mm-hmm.
The like PTO1, PTO3, these are the standard types, or they were created manually? Since customizing is possible for that.
See, yes, they are standard and you can also create it yourself. Okay,
Okay.
so if I talk about, yeah, just first let me note down the product group of M-01. What it's saying, okay. Its packaging material group is M020. Okay, so if I come here, packaging material group is M020. Yeah, okay, so question was how we create this product in ECC. Uh, so we go here, MMO1, we did a carton M, I think carton M we created, or carton S we created. What is the packing material used here? Carton M. So yesterday we M, so you can also create carton S and we can refer carton M. So engineering product, whatever you need to create, whatever you need to enter here, we will, oh, material type, it's packaging material, VRP. So it's all mentioned here. VRP, mechanical engineering, everything is mentioned here. So this packaging material, you have to create, let's say, at least you need to create this views of views. This is the main view for that. General plant. You can also select WM execution view, but let me select it. But it doesn't. It's not at level of any plant or something. So we can take it anyways. So here you can see this is the entry. So don't get confused with this material group here. Group. Don't get confused with this material group. We are, for a product which is to be packed, we are maintaining something called as packaging material group. So here you can see this is material group for packaging. Okay, this will maintain for products which are packed, that is M-01, and this packaging material type you maintain it here. Okay, and then you 0, 1. You just maintain any default value here. And then I will, so execution also, if I want to maintain issue type and all those things, I can mention it here, or I'll keep it blank for some for this particular. All this data, maximum length, width, height will come from here to there. We'll move from ECC to EWM. Then the same way we'll do sifting for this. So master data and we sift, we extend it in EWM. Okay, so
This master data is maintained by us only.
see, as part of your practice, you will have to do it, right? But in business, there are master, the job role you are a master data team. If you are a business user, you will do it. But if you are a consultant, you will do it only in your practice system. But you should be well aware of this. It's your responsibility. So any issues come or any mapping or anything required in master data, the which are master data, it's basically doesn't belong to one module. It belongs to everyone. So anything is causing issue in the uh, purchasing view, MM is responsible, WM execution packing view, you are responsible. Related to packing, given the packaging data that we are mentioning, there are different possibilities. It might be handled by SD or it might be handled by inventory management. Depends on company to company. But since you are learning WM, you should be well versed with these two fields. Okay. So this package training different for the products. Now this packaging material type, this is in EWM. Okay, this packaging material type that we are is in EWM. In ECC, these products might have a different packaging material type or the same number. When you are creating packaging material type in EWM, config is available in ECC also. Okay, so in this demo system, in EWM it is PTO1, in the ECC it is PGO1 or something. Okay, so we are focused, let's say, on the EWM side because our pack specs is going to be used on the EWM side. So we need to focus on the packaging material on the EWM side. This packaging material has to be same way ECC. Okay, then an important config which I there that you assign the packaging group to packaging material type. So why this is required? See, this is which group of materials, okay, are allowed kind of palettes. What you do is you have to control that you don't pack a wrong product in a wrong packaging material. Okay, let's say in okay your product is your height, let's say 3 meters. It's a finished product. It can only be stored in it's a finished product. Okay, so let's say you have 10 cells, A, B, C, D, F. Okay, so all have height 10 and they can only be stored because of their height restriction only in Euro pallet. Okay, now these products cannot be stored in carton because carton has a height of, let's say, only 1 meter, or let's say, yeah, let's say 1 meter. I'm just roughly taking. Okay, so since it is a bulky product, your company is into bulky products, so carton has only height of 1 meter. So this products cannot be stored into carton. So what we do is A, B, C, D, E, we are going to say we are going to product group. Okay, we group all of them together, and this Euro pallet will have a packaging metal type, um, TO1. Okay, and carton has a different packaging metal type, because see, this packaging metal type means because this material is different. It is, it's a metal, right? It's a metal product. It's a carton product. So you can have different packaging metal type based on the type. It's a cardboard, or it's a wooden, or it's metal, or depending on the sizes. If the sizes vary a lot, it's carton 1 meter can be PGO3, carton 2 meter can be PGO4, carton 5 meters can be PGO6. So this kind of separation you will do for your company when you go for an implementation, or any design work. You have to first understand the packaging materials are, and you have to group them. Let's say these A, B, C, D, E are to be packed only in only in Euro pallet. So what we are saying is A, B, C, D, E, these products, their packaging requirement we are going to map using M020, and we are saying that M020 should only be packed in PTO1, that means Euro pallet. So by doing this assignment, what we are doing is, what we are ensuring is M020 will never be packed into PTO3 or PGO3, whatever it is, or carton. So this assignment will ensure that nobody by mistake manually packs a material which is planned for a Euro pallet into a carton. Okay, so is it clear why this assignment is required?
Yaron, this assignment will be done in ECC, right?
PWM both. Same config, you will have it in both the systems.
Okay.
Okay, so if I want to show you in ECC, it's in general. I mean, these restrictions are all pretty practical things, which are required in companies. Then, okay, then I was also playing around yesterday with number ranges. Okay, so number ranges comes from packaging metal type. Okay, so one of the main important part is mapping a number ranges with, when we talk packing, the most important aspect of packaging metal type, map the number ranges. Okay, so sometimes this packing activity or this entire setup comes to a EWM person. Depending on your company, it might also go to a salesperson or a logistic execution person. But safer side, we should know these things, yeah. So packaging material type. See, if you go into handling and management, you have packaging material type, packaging material group, allowed packaging material type. These are the three config. That's it. In EWM, we will get these three config. That's it. Okay. So packaging material.
Yeah, Harun.
Yeah.
We have to maintain the same config into ECC and EWM both, or we can maintain only in one system, like because we anyhow we are
No, no.
switching to
You
EWM.
both the systems.
Both the system we have to maintain. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, but try to use the same material group in ECC and same in EWM, and same packaging material type in ECC, same in EWM.
Oh.
Okay, so let's say you create PTO1 ECC packaging material type, also create PTO1 in EWM also. Okay, so that people can, when they're doing configuration, after you did your configuration, this comes, so he will know that yeah, both the system are in sync, because when we the number range in ECC, or in production system, when we are working for client, we give some, numbers which are easy to correlate, so that the next work which is to be done can be easily identified, which is related to what. So give the same number. Okay, create same packaging material type in ECC, same in EWM. Okay. If you want to see it in EWM side, sorry, just now I need to go to yeah, SPR. Cross process handling units, basic, again the same config, packaging material type, packaging product, allowed, same things are there. Okay. Then we, on the EWM side, a packaging product has a HU type, as I told you, or even whatever it is. It comes from your master data of a packaging material. So we'll be discussing this further, what a HU type is, and there are various HU type. So in product master, we have also, what is the apart from, sorry, it's still on product. Apart from mentioning the packaging build type, we have also mentioned this in EWM. This is also in the execution view of ECC, HU type. HU type will control, the movement within the warehouse. Okay, so this pallet, we know this is a Euro pallet. Okay, we have said that Euro pallet should only be used for packing of height more than 5 meters. We have controlled that using our config, but this Euro pallet, where it is allowed to move in the warehouse, where it is not allowed to move in the warehouse. Okay, a Euro pallet, on which forklift or which trolley or which equipment will be used to handle this Euro pallet, all will be mapped using this HU type. Okay, and then for creation, and this is for movements, you are going to consider HU type. So when we are discussing HU type, we will create our own HU type, and we will see, we'll try to give controls and test those things in, when we do some movements. So as of now, just identify it as a field in the product pack, which gets passed on to your handling unit. Then I was talking about number ranges. Okay, so coming back to our two scenarios, okay, that we tested yesterday. Scenario 1, packing in ECC, handling moves from ECC to EWM, where the HU is created. Okay, handling unit are created. So the system where the handlings are created, okay, the number assignment should be in. So here HUs are created in ECC, correct? So if we say HU creation, HU creation for this scenario 1 was in, okay, I will just keep this aside. HU creation for scenario 1 was in ECC. HU creation scenario 2 was in EWM because we did packing. Okay. Now, when HU is created in ECC, okay, the number range should be internal in ECC, correct? Okay. Let me tell you another way. Okay. Let's say for scenario 1. Okay, scenario 1 where we did packing in ECC. Okay. So, number range for scenario 1, let's say number range scenario 1 ECC, this is scenario 1, okay, and scenario 2. Okay, since range is created, number is going to packaging material created in ECC, the number range assignment should be internal. Okay, you know number range assignment is done for your packaging material type, correct? Your packaging material type will have a number range, whether it's internal or external. Here it is. Define number range and assign number range. So you assign number range, internal or external number range. Okay, internal number range. So the first scenario in ECC, the number range is internal because HU number is created in HU number range assignment should be internal. In EWM, for scenario 1, the HU number is coming from ECC. So here the number range assignment should be external. Are you getting me? Or PTO3. So scenario 1, what was the packaging material? PTO3. Okay. For scenario 2, the packaging material was PTO1. There in ECC we did not do any number, we did not create any HU. We create HU. In EWM, in number range assignment should be internal. And when you do a good receipt, that HU will move to ECC. So here the number range assignment should be internal. Are you getting me?
Hi Ron, Prashant here.
Mm-hmm.
So that means we maintain the number range, means for the external number range, EWM configuration. Yeah. So number range will be maintained in ECC, and we will means that particular number will be assigned. So is it like that?
So internal means you go and create it.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So a number comes from internally by the system, right?
Yeah.
You might be knowing what number it is, yeah. So here, the system, if you're creating an ECC, you don't give a number yourself. System gives a number.
Okay. Okay.
Or if you want, you can give a number yourself also. You can make it as a. So it all depends on your business requirements. Yeah, I've just given you a very basic case where your business is creating internally creating, because to give it manually, I want to use this number. You know, it is very rare because the chances that there are hundreds and thousands of pallets and it is fast moving. Chances are less that people, yeah, last number was this. Now we have to do this. We have to create this number. So always people go with internal number assignment. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So both the system ECC and define whether you want internal or whether you want external. Okay. So what I have done is I've always taken the system where I'm creating handling unit. I'm taking internal because if you see here, let's say in ECC, I'm taking here, I'm going for packing. In ECC I'm packing, so I'll create like this. I'll create enter. So based on the number and assignment, a number is created.
Okay.
This is the handling rate number. So this comes from a number range because in ECC the number range is
Internal.
carton.
Yeah.
Yeah, carton, the packaging materials PTO3. So it's internal. The same way in EWM, I cannot use PTO3.
Yeah.
Then carton has an external number in the assignment. Correct? External number is why these are opposite, because in ECC you created EWM. For EWM system it's in different instance, right? So it is going to get that HU from ECC. So for EWM it is external.
Yeah.
Or if you don't make it external, it is going to fail because it will say that, oh, this packaging material has internal assignment and you are taking material from ECC. You are giving your number yourself. You know, recognize ECC, it is either manual or through QRFC. So you are trying to give. So that's why, you know, you have, if you're creating an EWM, it is external.
Okay.
Okay, so this kind of logics are used when you give numberings. So don't worry, you test it. You will get failures if anywhere your number ranges are not mapping. And
Okay.
then these logics can be used to, you know, map a number range.
Okay. Okay.
So basically yesterday I didn't do anything related to EWM pack specs. It's all standard packing that we use in SD or, as you know, in MM. So, and just how they are replicated to EWM. So what basically our aim with pack specs is to understand how packing specification in EWM works and how it automatically creates the handling unit. So on EWM side, you know, if you see, what we did is packed it, yeah. The delivery yesterday. Now our aim here is that we want it to be automatically packed. Okay, so whatever we have done yesterday, all this configs, you know, it's purely, you know, done just to things working. Scenario 1, scenario 2, just to explain you how generally different possible. Scenario 3, packing is automatically done using aspects in EWM.
Hi Ron, Prashant here. Regarding the scenario one, what is the EDI packing? Means manually we understand that we have to create the product group, packaging material type. That is okay. But what is the EDI?
Okay, EDI is, you know, we are creating delivery manually using VL31N, correct?
Okay.
That is clear.
Yeah.
See, in your business, in your regular customer that you're working for, they will not have, you also have an option where people are not creating deliveries manually in VL31N. They get the information from vendors. Okay, so if you get you know, um, the MM flow, you create purchase order, you order to vendor. Okay, then vendor, when patching, okay, the product is ready, the product is placed, so vendor will give a EDI message, which is also called as ASM. I am dispatching my product. Okay, message, or it can be, depending on your client, your how they are using, it can be an email message. Okay,
Okay.
this comes from vendor. This is an interface which is very common in MM cycle. They send an EDI. Okay, So that EDI message creates ASN. So ASN is nothing but in ECC. So that IDOC which comes is I think DSADV IDOC which comes, it creates inbound delivery automatically. Will have segment which will automatically do packing.
Okay, so all the configuration data will be maintained in the IDOC, and that data will be saved and
Configuration,
assigned.
no, the transactional data, what is the packaging material, what is the quantity to be packed, what is the material to be packed, all this information will be there in the standard IDOC.
Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you.
Okay? I mean, if you want to go through the segments, you can just see it. I'm not very, I don't play DLAD or DA. So this is what the EDI means. So instance which I want to show you is packing done automatically in EWM using pack specs. Okay. So this is a transaction, and for this transaction we have been discussing yesterday. We have discussed why we need pack specs, which are scenarios we can use pack specs. What we are going to demonstrate is a very basic scenario of inbound or creating HUs, because we haven't started on the other scenarios. So just to master data scenario. Going forward, whenever we do outbound or task creation and everything, we will try to use the same pack specs. Okay, so master data is kept ready for our scenarios. We will just try to create one. So in EWM, when you are creating pack specs, the transaction is /n SCWM SPEC, correct? So what we are going to do here is, so now for automatic packing, same product we will take M1, or what we will do is, I would propose, let's take our product sessions. Okay, so what exercise I'm doing is I'm just preparing some packing requirements for our products which we have finalized for scenario execution. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, let's say this is the product. Okay, so this is a product which is the raw material. Okay, so this is the pump, and these are the parts of the pump. So out of these parts, some are externally purchased. That means these parts, they are from vendors. Okay, a casing is made, by assembling these parts, and a pump is made in house by assembling all these parts. Okay, and a pump is a finished product for us. Correct. So now, I mean, I have to identify the vendors from where we receive this. So the first vendor we have created, I'm going to create some vendors in the background, same like how we created this, and I'm going to do it here. The customer to which this finished product pump is going to be supplied is mentioned over here. Then what I'm doing is, say, this pump, as I told you, it's a finished product, it has a bigger size, so I'm going to Euro pallet, 4 each. Then this is going to be the packing requirement for a pump. For a casing, it will be stored again in pallet with a packing requirement of 8. In one pallet, 8 will be stored. Okay. Then a slug will be stored in carton, small carton, because the slugs are small in size, and in one carton we will store 50. One small carton we will store 50. There will be a Euro pallet where this carton will be placed. We will store 18 cartons. So carton has 50 pieces. One Euro pallet has 18 cartons. So totally in one HU we will store 18 into 50. Are you getting this? What I'm trying to do here? So 1 euro pack, it will be storing 900 slugs. Okay, say let us differentiate euro pallet. Let's keep euro pallet only for our finished products. A separate packaging material, and for casing, which are bigger in sizes. Let us take wire basket. Let us take basket. Okay. No, we can't keep cotton in a wire basket. So this is into small carton, and that small carton wire basket. So what we'll say is slug. Let's say we get it in wire basket. Okay. So in one wire basket we have 50 slugs, and what we'll do is we'll say we put 18 wire baskets, okay, into one carton, okay, large carton, okay. So this is two-level packing in this, okay. So similarly, there is a part, a screw. So there are two types of screws here. What you do is these are going to handle as loose parts, okay. So these loose parts, there will not be any HUs, so we are not going to create package materials. When we receive them, we will not HUs, okay. So this kind of exercise that I have done for first three products, I am going to give some combination here for all the remaining products, okay, with some logic like this, depending on how a product and what size it takes, what kind of packaging material can be used. Then what we are going to do is we are going to create pack specs for all of this. So wherever you see packing, we are going to create pack specs, correct. So the ones which we are going to receive, okay, so these are the ones which we are going to receive from vendors. So when we do the inbound scenario, we'll keep the pack specs ready. This packing will be done. Okay. So what I'm going to do is create some vendors, some more vendors. I've identified that I need to create A, B, C, E, let's say 5 vendors and mention them here. I'll mention this combination here, complete this material and the packing requirement. Okay. I'll create one pack specs now. Let's say for finished product, we'll do the pack spec creation now, and for others, I'll try to do it offline. Okay, and I'll share this sheet with you. So let's say for finished product, this is the finished product. Okay, and to create a pack specs. So this pack specification different application. Okay, let's say for kitting, for VAS, value-added service, we are using a general pack spec group. There are configuration with respect to pack spec which we will not discuss now. So packaging specification for control V. So this way pack specs for finished product. What we are saying it's to be packed on a Euro pallet with 4 on 1 pallet. Okay. So here you can see like this, screen like this. So I'm going to enter product first. So my product which is to be packed is F100. Okay. So how much quantity we consider for packing? Let's say one piece. It's a pump. Then I have this target quantity. That means how much I'm going to pack packaging material. So I'm going to say Euro pallet. Okay. And I want to say 4 each. Okay, 4 pieces I'm going to pack. So here, it's 4 each. I think it's 4 pieces basically. The measure is pieces. Okay. So you can see this is how a packaging is. We can also create a work step. I would say about element material. This element group is created internally. So what I'm saying, 4 pieces can be stored into one pallet. Okay, I'll save it and it will appear in yellow. I will. Okay, for activating, I think I also need to maintain the so this is for what purpose is going to be used. I'm saying, let's say for pallet purpose. So whenever the quantity from product we receive 40 quantity material, going to split it into 4 each. Okay, so you maintain your condition for what purpose we used. So I'll say VN 1000. Sorry, product is okay. Packaging specs will be determined. See, so different uh, condition for in will be different, for outbound delivery it will be different. So as and when we do a kind of use them, let's check which is failing. Packaging material type is PTO1. So this product group is M02 for this, right? So again the same config, it's kind of expecting us. Do is our finished product. We are going to make sure that M0 is assigned to Euro pallet. The same assignment will be suggested a lot, M010. Packaging material type is, let's say, it's an ECC. Let's go in EWM. Material type for M Euro pallet is P. So I am not able to see the screen. So M010. I mean, see that assignment was missing, so it's not allowing me to store. See, this packaging material group is not created yet. That's a problem because see, initially as part of integration, we decided, few tables should be same as CC. Right? So we didn't check that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create one. Regular business will make care of this mapping as part of integration. Okay. So the packaging material group is coming as M010 ECC it is mentioned as M010. So let's do the assignment here. Kind of activate this backspace. Should activate now. Turns green. Okay. Now let me take the next packaging, which is this one. Okay. Or else, we'll stop here today. Kind of, okay. Because I think Vaibhav and few of the guys have some related to integration, so I just wanted to do some screen share with them. Here today, tomorrow we are going to do the packing for this. I'll try to complete this. I will make for and then I'll share with you. Okay. So, any questions on what we discussed today? Are you still uncomfortable with pack specs? How it's looking? It's clear. Things are clear. Better now. Specification or related to packing in general. Please, do you have any questions?
You're on. It's quite clear now.
Yeah, it's fine now.
Actually,
So,
thing was that we understood the procedure, but we were not able to grab it. Like, why are we doing this? So that was the confusion.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. You can stop. While if you don't know the business relevance, why we do it, because it is easy to remember. So, okay. Okay, all right. We'll end this session. I won't, maybe Vaibhav or the priest Prashant, you have some issues with integration. You guys, others, if you want, you can leave. So, can you share your screen? Who wanted to show me the RFC issue?
Yes, I can share my screen.
Okay.
This is the integration CFM2 and
Okay.
1832 plus. So this is the error which I'm getting.
Just say ignore.
Ignore, yeah. After this, then it would be RFC. Yeah.
Okay.
Does
So,
not exist.
system is this. Can you details of this? Is it it's IDS? Okay. So for IDS, I think the RFC destination is. Can you cancel it, please? Can you go in SM59? go into SCM. It starts with SCM. So your
SCM, right?
RFC SS. So your RFC connection should be, so I think
Actually,
here the
Rohan,
RFC
I'm
connection.
also facing the
You understand?
same issue. For that, we already checked like logical system is assigned to the RFC destination, and RFC destination is also working. Whenever we try to go to log into a RFC system from SM59, that is also working.
So can you show me, the one which you're trying? Let's go with the APO one. Your RFC destination is different, yeah? So you're using RFC destination of,
This is
here
the
you're
RF.
using client 400 underscore 2. Can you check that if it is working? Yeah, do a connection test. Okay, so it's working. Then go into transaction SMQR. Because it's saying that's mm, this one, yeah. Slash SMQR. Let me have a look at the setting. Can you register name with the star, please?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Can you go into registration? Yeah, give a star here.
Sorry?
Star. Remove the Q underscore EWM, put star there and continue. Okay. Now try again. Now just going to SMQR event. Yeah. Try and SMQS. What's the entry there? So
I'm not able to
yeah.
hear you properly.
Can you go into SMQS transaction? SMQS. Okay. Can you scroll down, please?
Yeah, this is the
Destination. Okay. Okay. Now can you try? QR setting. Can you just try activating your integration?
I shall run it again, right?
Yeah. Click on all. Okay. Just checking two things. Logic things. IDS. Yeah. IDS you're using. And see and what's the model view? Can you go back please? Can you cancel it? If you API application is on. What is your logistic system?
Sorry?
What is the logical system for you in this CF? I cannot see your CF.
Yeah.
Selection screen of CF because I want to try from mine. Or maybe open a new transaction.
APO A90.
APO 890 and 8 underscore ORG. RG APO 890. Okay. Anything else? Any other issues? I'll check this. Maybe once you are out, I'll try to check this. It's showing as lost. Anything else apart?
No, for me it was this issue only.
Okay. Okay.
Hi Ron,
So I'll look into this and yeah, Prashant.
regarding the BC sets, as per the Shreyas Smith, whenever we're trying to activate the BC sets, the two views for the EWM, they are not getting added into material creation.
Okay. Can you show me MMO1? Can you go into MMO1 transaction?
Okay. Yeah, I'll share my screen.
Industry sector, not to put mechanical. Yeah.
What we can what we can select here, Rohan?
Mechanical engineering, material type. You can material type is I think. Okay. So just remove your material number.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Can you scroll down for me? See, you're getting those views here.
Actually, that day when I was trying, me and Sayas both were trying. After activating the BC sets, those these two views were not getting available in the this transaction.
Trying an MM01 or MM03?
No, no, MM01.
Because
Yeah.
yeah, I think something might be missing or somebody might be wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
So then, okay, if you find anything, just let me know. Any other thing?
Also, Rohan, one thing. Uh, Regarding the this like a customer, where whenever we create a plant as a customer,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, can you show us that means how the mapping is done? Because we are not able we are able to create customers and vendors, but in our tutorial you were like putting a plant in while creating a customer. We are not able to view that particular screen.
Hello, I lost your voice, Prashant.
Yeah, is it audible now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to. Can you create a plant as a customer?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just wanted
Which plant
to.
is custom?
Sorry, sorry.
Have you shift your plant to EWM?
No, no, no.
So if you want, you can note down the steps. You know, you have created vendor and customer with the same name, right?
Yeah,
So just shift vendor
yeah.
or customer, just shift vendor, for example. You know how to identify vendor as plant, you know.
Okay, so that assignment means plant as a customer and plant as a vendor. We have to create it in the EWM.
So yeah, if you want, no, you have created an ECC.
Yeah, but I just created only customer and vendor with the same name.
Yeah. So you want to how you can identify it as a vendor or how you can mark it as a plant, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Can you go into XK02 transaction?
Okay.
Go into purchasing data, enter your company code and purchase organization.
Sorry.
The vendor you have created, the vendor you have created for which you want to market as, you know, uh,
Okay.
as a plant. Purchasing data. No, you have to enter purchase organization also.
Sorry.
You purchase organization for purchasing view. Looks like it is not created. Click on the without purchase organization.
Sorry, sorry. I didn't get your voice.
Can you go to
Sorry, Ron, your voice is
sorry,
breaking.
can you go to again?
Yeah.
Just select the address tab. Remove purchase organization. Enter. No, it has not been created.
Okay. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put N1000 here. I'll just show you. You can do it. Create a vendor
Where
and select purchasing data. Purchase organization 1000.
I need to come again. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
1000. Just select purchase organization 1000 and purchasing data.
Purchase organization
1000.
1000. Okay.
Yeah, I'm purchasing it. Enter.
Yeah.
So here for your vendor, just go into extras,
Okay.
additional purchase in data.
Okay.
See
Here we
here
need
the
to.
plant is, yeah, you need to
Okay.
enter your plant here.
Okay. This is the only assignment, and similar will be for the
Correct.
customer.
No, go into XD02, XD02. SNXD.
Yeah.
Control it. No, you have the next tab over here.
Okay.
You assign it to a vendor which is assigned as plant.
This assignment.
Yeah.
Okay. Means while creating a plant as a customer, we don't give directly the plant. We assign the vendor.
Correct.
Oh.
Vendor which is assigned as plant.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Now.
So yeah. So I think I have one issue to look into it. We just give me a minute. I think I have been logged out of this again. Okay, I think this part I'll check. I will get back to you. It's not coming up. Maybe. Is it okay? I think I'm VEWM3. So is it okay if I log you off?
Yeah. Yeah. Fine. Fine. Now. Yeah.
So can any of one of you, share with me the EWM for this ECC? Maybe you share with me your credentials also so that I can see things doing in ECC. So if you can email me your EWM and check for EWM as well. If the shipping is done or not. Correctly.
Yeah. You're on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll check this point and I'll get back to you. I'll try to email you maybe by tomorrow. I'll let you know what is not working.
Okay. Okay, Ron.
Okay, Rohan, thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Else?
No.
No, that's okay.
Ron, can you
Then
share
we
that
can
templates shared to
catch up
me?
again tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Tomorrow then. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bye,
thank you.
Ron. Thank you.